Hello, welcome to this lesson on oligopolies. An oligopoly is a market with only a few firms in it. We have three main types of oligopolies that we're going to discuss. First, we're going to look at price leadership oligopolies. This is where one dominant firm initiates a price change and the other firms are going to follow the leader. So, in this example, we have the airline industry. If United Airlines, which we're going to call the dominant firm, raises their price of airplane tickets, American Airlines, Delta, Southwest will also raise their price of plane tickets, and that way all businesses will charge more for the plane tickets. The next type of oligopoly we're going to look at is called a colluding oligopoly, also called a cartel. Now, a few things: a cartel must have a way to punish businesses who go against the cartel, and they're all going to share the profits by working together, which is called colluding, as one. Since they're all working as one, they function effectively as a monopoly. So the graph for a colluding oligopoly is the same as a monopoly here. They're going to produce for MR equals MC, and they're going to charge up to the demand curve because they are a price maker. They're acting as one like a monopoly. So this is going to show a cartel that's making a profit because the selling price is higher than the ATC. So they are making a profit. Same model as a monopoly, except since they're a cartel, they're all going to share in the profits. Finally, we have a non colluding oligopoly. This happens when the firms are not working together as one. They're not colluding. And how it looks like is that if one firm in the oligopoly cuts their price, others will also cut their price, which is called price matching. This is going to lead to an inelastic demand for the product. Now, if one firm raises the price, the other firms are going to do nothing. They're going to keep their price the same and they're going to steal the customers from the firm that raised the price. This leads to a more elastic demand. So you see here that if prices are raised, then this leads to more elastic demand. And if prices are lowered, then this leads to more inelastic demand. So you have a little kink here between the elastic and inelastic portions of the demand curve. This is called the kinked demand model. And the kink here gives us an area where the marginal revenue could be here between the elastic and inelastic portions of the demand. So the price of the marginal cost could be anywhere here, and that's where it could meet the marginal revenue. So we put it together like this. Now we have our cost curves. Here you have the non-colluding oligopoly. You know it's non-colluding because it has a kink right there. They're producing where MR equals MC. Now MR is in the kink between there and there, and it meets MC right there. So that's the profit maximizing quantity. But because there's still an oligopoly, there's still a price maker. They're gonna charge up to the demand curve, and that's going to be their sales price. And since their sales price is higher than the ATC at that quantity, this firm is making a profit. Now, due to high barriers to entry, it will be very difficult for other firms to enter, but not impossible like a monopoly or a cartel, just very, very difficult because there's so many barriers in an oligopoly market. Here you can also see a non-colluding oligopoly. Again, they're going to produce where MR equals MC, which is right there in that range of MR at the kink. And they're going to charge up to the demand curve to set the selling price. Here, since the price is less than the ATC, they're making a loss. That's all for this lesson. See you next time.